Everyone, welcome back to Mars, or I should say the Mars Desert Research Station here in Utah. Now last time I saw you, we answered some great questions about Mars and the planet itself. Now I'm going to tell you a little about the habitat we live in and our base here at the Mars Desert Research Station. So follow me, why don't we go inside?
Welcome everyone, this is our habitat, or hab as we call it. Right now we are standing in what you'd call the entrance hall, I guess, but we call the EVA room. You see the airlock door here that leads to outside, and then on the wall we have our space suits and our helmets for the space suits. So this room here is where we get ready, where we get suited up every time we're going to go outside. So you follow me, I'll show you the rest. Here's our downstairs workshop. This is where Brittany and Sean have been doing a lot of plant growing. You can see over there some of the lettuce plants and other crops they have been planting and growing. There's another airlock out there to go outside, and that takes you to the observatory or the green hab or the science dome. And then there's some tool chests with some tools. If you come around this way, you can see back there into our bathroom and our shower. But that's not terribly interesting, so we'll keep going. This ladder here leads to our living quarters on the upper story of the hab. And here we are. This is where everyone lives. This is the crew. Say hi, everyone. Hi. So you can see we have a living room here. We have a dining room table where we can all gather around to eat or play games on occasion. We have a kitchen where we cook all our food, and then along with this wall are everyone's bedrooms. And then at the very top we have a loft with storage, and that's where our water comes from. So that's it. It's not much, but it's been our home for the last fortnight or so, and I think we've made it a pretty cozy place to live. So welcome to our hab. I guess next up we'll hear a little more from some of the other crew members.
Hi, I'm Allison. I'm a graduate student at MIT in the Aeronautics and Astronautics department, and I do research in the Manned Vehicle Lab as well as Draper Lab across the street, looking at how to keep astronauts safe on future manned missions to Mars.
I'm Anselm Weirchuk. I'm currently the lead mechanical engineer at Astrobotic Technology. We're a small moonlander startup in Pittsburgh.
I am Connor Lynch. I'm a senior at Brown University studying astrophysics and planetary geology.
My name's Jeffrey. I am a graduate student at Purdue's Department of Aeronautics and Astronautics, and I am also an aerospace engineer at NASA's Glenn Research Center.
I'm Brittany.
And my name's Sean Gellenbeck.
And we grow plants in space.
I think space exploration is very important because it helps us understand where we come from, the history of the Earth, how the universe formed, how the solar system formed, how planets around us formed, and whether or not we can ever inhabit them.
I feel like it's an absolute necessity that people go forth into the stars for our own survival, and just because exploration is a deep-seated part of what it means to be human.
There are lots of things about space travel and space exploration that inspire me. The most potent for me is putting humans on another planet.
So we had a question from Adriana in Mrs. Geringer's 6th grade class about what will geologists do on the surface of Mars when they get there. And I think a big part of that is collecting samples, because human beings on the surface of the planet will be able to, make their own decisions about what samples they want to get, and they'll be able to collect those and analyze them. But I think another big thing too is not just the ground, but also analyzing like the atmosphere and the climate of Mars. Because one of the big questions scientists want to answer is, what was the ancient climate of Mars like billions of years ago? We know it's pretty cold and icy today, but we think that the ancient climate of Mars may have been warm and wet, and there was liquid water flowing on the surface, and that liquid water could have formed these stream channels, and these channels that we see, it looks like there may be ancient rivers that once existed on the surface. So I think that's a big part of it, is seeing how much liquid water was once on the surface of Mars, and how the climate has changed over time and to where we are today.
One question we got from Miriam, Natalie, and Divya in Miss Day's 2nd grade class was, what do engineers do? Engineers do a lot of things. It depends on what kind of engineer you are. But in general, engineers use physics and math and problem-solving skills to develop new technologies and solve problems. The project I've been working on for my master's thesis involves keeping astronauts safe on manned missions to Mars. So to help address this problem, I developed vibrotactile boots that use a bunch of sensors on the front of the boot to determine when there's an obstacle approaching, so when the astronaut's walking towards an obstacle. And then when they're close enough, and as they get closer, there's these little motors on the inside that vibrate on their front toe to warn them about it. And so they wear these in combination with an augmented reality display, which just projects things into the environment to give them little visual cues on the right and left side that they're about to hit something.
So we had one question from Aaliyah in Mr. Sutton's 8th grade class, and she asked what happens if there's damage to the HAB. That is an excellent question. That's a major concern, and that's part of the reason that we're still sending humans, or intend to send humans to Mars instead of relying entirely on robots. Adaptation to unexpected circumstances is a huge part of it. You never really know what's going to happen. Habitat's obviously designed to survive as much as it can, but something's going to come up that you're not expecting, and you need to be ready to adapt. For instance, the other night we had a major windstorm here. We basically just had a hole blown in the roof of our HAB, and we just had to adapt. We came down here, threw together some materials, figured out a way to seal the hole as quickly as we could. So it's just part of the deal. It's part of being an astronaut, being adaptable, being, ready to deal with unexpected circumstances.
So we got a question from Megan and Natalia in Miss Silo's 6th grade class of how you would plant plants on Mars.
And Mars is a pretty tricky place to grow plants right now. Plants grow more easily in what we call the regolith. On Earth we have soil, and on other planetary bodies we call it regolith because there's not organic material in the medium on the ground. So plants need a variety of nutrients, and on Earth they have all those nutrients, so it's very easy for plants to grow in the soil here on Earth. But on Mars there are deficiencies. There are some nutrients that aren't innate to the regolith that exists on Mars, so we will have to supplement those nutrients with things that we bring from Earth.
There's also another way to grow plants, and this kind of dovetails off what you were saying about the Earth applications as well. That's something called hydroponics, and that's essentially growing plants without soil. So you have a water with all the nutrients that the plant needs in it. And this could be very applicable to either a Martian or a lunar base, as well as going back into Africa or some other very arid place that doesn't have good soil on Earth. You can use this system to grow plants where you otherwise wouldn't be able to.
The big advice I have for young people that are interested in science is to get involved with as many different types of projects and research as you can, and to look for opportunities no matter where they are.
There's so many opportunities in space people don't realize are there. All kinds of issues and things that need to be tackled. Go out there, figure out as much as you can, learn about as much as you can, find everything there is, and then everything else will fall into place. You'll find something you want to do to contribute.
The best advice I have is to just follow your interests. Find out what you are passionate about, what you want to do, and do that. Don't be afraid to take opportunities that may arise, or to make your own opportunities if none seem available. There are some incredible things which you are capable of, and you're only going to know what they are when you take a chance and find them out.
If I had the chance to go to Mars, I would absolutely go.
For me it depends on whether it's a return mission or not. So if I could come home I'd go.
If I had the opportunity to go to Mars, I would most certainly.
I would absolutely take that chance. I wouldn't question it for a second.
I would definitely go.
Yes.